just to balance between French and English, I will make my presentation in English. First of all, I would like to thank my colleague from IFPRI for the kind invitation, and also to wish you all the best in your new regional office. And I would like to thank the Director of IFPRI and the other presenter for your excellent presentation. I think you have captured the whole issues linked to the high food prices. I will focus my intervention to West Africa and raise 3 points. The first one is that when we talk about the high food prices in West Africa, what comes in mind is the comparison with what happened in 2008. And when we look at those two situations, there is some similarities, but also some differences. Okay, one similarity is that the coastal country will rely heavily on imports are the most affected. And we see also this year that in our region, the countries that are most affected are Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, the Guinea, and Liberia. They are the most exposed to the price swing. But there are also major differences between the two situations. One of the major differences is that rice, which is the staple food consumed in West Africa, has remained stable. The second difference is that those countries, for example, have improved a lot their information systems on food markets. So we know a bit more how the situation is and what are the drivers and what are the consequences. In Senegal, for example, we have the SAP, which is a very performance system, and we have also other countries. Also, we have improved our capacity to respond to the impact of the high food prices. For example, throughout the region, the capacity to implement cash transfers has significantly improved, and we have interventions ongoing in Senegal, in Burkina Faso, in Sierra Leone, and in Liberia. So we are in a better position to respond to the need. That's my first point. The second point is that, and we could talk it could also fall into the similarities between the two crises. I think it's very clear that what the translation of the high food prices, especially when it comes to poor household, is more a problem of accessibility rather than the problem of availability. And in that regard, what also is common between 2011 and 2007 and 2008 is that we have seen an expansion of poor household affected, especially in urban areas. Rural areas has also been affected, but one really significant development is that urban poor households have been mostly affected. Hence, the development of the riots that we have seen in many other countries, in then. So, like in 2007 and 2008, we have, and our assessment in some of the countries have shown that we have a significant number of households in urban areas, in Guinea, in Liberia, and in Mauritania, who are very affected by the high food prices. And for Mauritania, I mean, the staple food there is the wheat, and is one of the commodities that is affected by the high food prices. The last point I want to make is on government policies, and that's to follow up on the previous speakers. I think some government policies have, well, with some very good intention, but have worsened the situation. And I will just add on the examples that he gave us. For example, we had in Chad, the Chadian government, instituted the price control since 2008 and have not removed it until now. And, it has exacerbated the 2010-2011 crisis in that country. In Guinea, Conakry, in 2011, government's rice subsidy has played a big part in the substantial increase of the rice price. We have seen the increase in Guinea by 89% compared to the 5 years average. And in Mauritania, talking about subsidy, the government have invested huge amount of money to put in place shops accessible to the poor. But as really the professor of the university said, targeting is the main challenge that those measures faces. And in Mauritania, it is the rich who are benefiting from all those measures. And we can mention some of those measures. And one common feature in the government reaction in West Africa here is to close the border. Anytime that there is some crisis or even rumors of crisis, government close border. I know that the commissioner for the ECOWAS is here. It's not official. No government will officially say, I'm closing my border. But they put in place measures that lead to the closure of border. One example, I will not name the country. We as WP, as you know, we make a lot of purchases in the region. The government tells us, yes, you can come and buy food, but the custom have been instructed not to let any grain go through the border. I mean, officially, he has not crossed the border, but the result is the same. And one last point I will want to mention, those of you who have listened to me, have heard me say this. I mean, one area where government can improve is, in terms of information, is to master the level of production and the level of availability. Every year we hear government in the region says we have 200,000, 800,000, sometimes even 1,000,000 surplus of cereals. But when we want to buy 5,000 metric ton, we can't buy, the borders are closed. So you wonder, okay, what is wrong? Is it the figure that the government have published or is something else? Thank you very much.